you have been wanting to learn how to make a sandwich to satisfy your palate, the club sandwich is just for you. Today I'll inform you on how to make the club sandwich. I've been eating club sandwiches since I was 7 years old and have enjoyed the flavorful combination of meats and vegetables required. I will teach you the origin of club sandwiches, how to make them, and what to eat them with. Let's begin by exploring the origin of club sandwiches. The club sandwich originated in New York. It was first introduced as the club sandwich in 1894, and according to an Irish Times article by Michael Wing, quote, the Saratoga Clubhouse claims it invented the club sandwich in the kitchen of this high-class gambling venue in 1894, end quote. The Saratoga Clubhouse served the club sandwich as a lavish dish, and it was seen as one of the few acceptable meals for men to eat at the time, as it was seen as a dainty meal. There were earlier mentions of the club sandwich going back to 1889. Prior to the Saratoga Clubhouse putting the club sandwich on its menu, it was earlier referred to as the Union Club. A Smithsonian edition by Friedman corroborates this, stating, quote, as far back as 1889, there are references to a Union Club sandwich of turkey or ham on toast, end quote. The Union Club was a popular favorite, and as the Irish Times describes, it had a very similar makeup to what we now know to be the club sandwich. Quote, Evening World printed in November 1889, two toasted slices of graham bread with a layer of turkey or chicken and ham between them, served warm, end quote. Now that we know where club sandwiches came from, we'll learn how to make one. The club sandwich is a flavorful sandwich with a variety of ingredients. The club sandwich has a formula with multiple ingredients, giving a culmination of vegetables, meat, and bread. The New York Times has an article by Reed describing a recipe for the club sandwich as, quote, layers of crisp bacon, tender chicken pulled from the bone, slices of the ripest tomato you can find, crunchy romaine lettuce, and all of this nestled between two toasted white slices of bread slathered with homemade mayonnaise, end quote. When I make the club sandwich, I use whole wheat bread, and it is the Holland brand, and I also use mayo, the Hellman's brand, and I find that the whole wheat with the mayo actually gives a good flavor for the sandwich, and when I'm at home, I use those ingredients. There can be a variety of ingredients to add different flavors to the club sandwich. Avocado can be added to the club sandwich, which would pair nicely with the bacon, creating a nice textural flavor. Typically, turkey is used in the club sandwich, and it has been the meat that I have eaten when I have ordered the club sandwich at restaurants. However, as the New York Times described, chicken can also be used as an alternative. Now that we learned how to make a club sandwich, we'll learn what you can eat a club sandwich with. The club sandwich can be eaten with a variety of sides to help bolster its flavor. It can be eaten with a side of chips to enhance its flavor and add textural variety. According to a Washington Times article by Maloney, quote, a generous handful of potato chips could be added to complement the dish, end quote. I find that the Wise Original potato chips taste the best with the club sandwich, as they add a slightly salty flavor and crunchiness, which goes with the crunchy feel of the bacon, accentuating it. The club sandwich can be eaten with fries on the side, as they are a warm pair, creating a filling combination, as usually the club sandwich alone is not filling. The Washington Post article by Maloney also endorses having French fries as a side, stating, quote, a well-constructed one would be pierced with 4 toothpicks and then cut into 4 even triangles with French fries added to the plate, end quote. I personally love having French fries as a side to club sandwiches, as it makes the meal far more filling. The poignant flavors of the club sandwich can be added to with a couple of fries each bite. Curly fries pair very nicely with the club sandwich, as it further exaggerates the flavors of the turkey and bacon. In conclusion, the club sandwich is something anyone can make as long as they have bread, mayo, tomato, bacon, and turkey or chicken. The sandwich has been loved by many, stemming back to New York where it was created and popularized. It can be made with slight varieties in the meat and bread used, allowing the enjoyer to decide the club sandwich that they want to make. The next time you make a sandwich, will you try a variation of the club sandwich I have talked about? What would you change in the sandwich to make it taste better? Thank you for listening.